number 1 and 2. Familiar theme here at 157 pounds. Ryan Deakin, the reigning Big Ten champion at the weight class, and Kaleb Young from Iowa. These two with a history as well, with Kaleb Young winning 2 matches at the NCAA championships 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. A couple years ago, this was really tight, but I think that what we've seen over the last year or so has been a little bit of separation by Deakin. He's been a little bit more dominant wrestler. I think it started last year at the Cliff Keen tournament, where he was able to win that in a pretty good field. And, last year at the Big Tens, I mean, he's doing what he's been doing to this point here, is dominating. And I said before, I think he's the strongest guy pound for pound in the country.
Yeah, you talk about the separation. It's not just from Young, it's from the field. And I think that's a good comment, Jim.
In the semifinal, he beat Kendall Coleman of Purdue 14-1. That was the Big Ten final a year ago. And for Kaleb Young, had to get by Brayton Lee once again. He's done it twice this season. And that sets the table for 1 versus 2, a Wildcat and a Hawkeye. There you see Kaleb Young out of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Won a state title for Punxsutawney as a senior. Bo, what are you looking for from these two in the first 30 seconds to 45 seconds?
I think, obviously we're going to see a hard hand fight from both of them. Deakin on a shot quick, which is great for him. This really sets the tone for the match, especially getting in on the leg early, and we'll see if Deakin's able to convert.
Fourth meeting between these two, as I mentioned. Young has won the previous 2. In the Midlands final a couple of seasons ago, Deakin prevailed 6-2. Both those victories for Young, 7-5 in sudden victory.
Yeah, Young has shown that he knows how and can win on very close matches. That's why it's important for him to keep it close, to be there at the end, to give him that opportunity.
There's a shot from Kaleb Young right into those strong hips of Deakin as he's able to keep square.
Work through it, gentlemen. Work through it.
And has that front headlock position on Young. Deakin out of Broomfield, Colorado, Legacy High School, where he won a state title.
And I think in this match here, even though Deakin's ranked number 1, if I don't care if it goes back to junior high or grade school, if you've been able to go ahead and beat somebody before, that gives you confidence going into the match, no matter what the situation is. So, like Tim said, I think it's important that for Young to keep it close and win a Kaleb Young type of match, where if he's ever challenged and almost threatened, he seems to come out of it and score points with it. And Deakin has to go out there and score points early, and got another opportunity to do that.
Keep coming. Keep coming.
Scrambling here midway through this first period.
And who's going to try to improve their position in this situation here? It looks like Deakin is the one that's created a little bit of head elevation. Look for him to separate the hips a little bit more. He's trying to scoop the bottom leg. Right. Look for him to reach back with that left arm right there over to the shoulders.
This is where Young is so good in these positions. He really can fight it.
You're exactly right. I mean, he's very hard to finish on, and if Deakin's able to do that right now, it'll be something that not many people are able to. He's looking at that danger zone, and he gives up it's not danger zone, but it's a 2-point takedown for Deakin.
And a situation there, perhaps, Jim, where Young conceded a takedown, because at times you'll see a guy fight that, the danger position is called, and next thing you know, you're giving up near fall points.
Well, right after the shot, you saw that there was Deakin kept moving, right? He got his head up, he tried to get a little separation, whereas Young was locked up in the crotch, and he was just freezing on that position, and Deakin was the one who was continually trying to improve.
And here's the battle within the battle. 20 seconds left. Can Deakin keep him down? Young, conversely, can you find a way to get an escape?
Big 15 seconds here for both wrestlers.
Right foot on the mat still.
Great awareness from Deakin. Look at that. Great camera shot from our crew. It's been amazing all weekend long.
3, 1,000. 4, 1,000.
Played that perfectly.
Well, his hearing is good, all right?
Here's Tom Brands, who, interestingly enough, is the father-in-law of Kaleb Young.
Well, you know that Kaleb Young is tough, and he's the kind of young man that went to Coach Brands and asked for Maddie's hand, and says a lot about Kaleb Young, and he's not just part of the Iowa family, he's part of the Brands family, and it's a great family.
Riding time at 51 seconds for Deakin. He'll go on bottom. Quick stand up there from the Wildcat.
You mentioned that, asking for the hand. I think if it was me, I would show up with half the team.
Yeah, that's one of those situations I might choose to just text.
Yeah, no, I don't think that would be a good idea, Shane. You would not be his son-in-law, that's for sure. This is really important here for Deakin. We talked about Young being hard to score on, but when you move like Deakin's moving, keep finding the angle, keep the head up and come around just like that. Textbook, but that's why he's done it. Jim pointed out. He just kept moving, finding the angle, came up on top for his second takedown. Really smart wrestling. He was smart at the end of that last period. We talked about it with his foot out there. Smart there for the way he finished. Really fast.
Bo, when you watch a guy like Ryan Deakin, what are a couple of things that impress you the most?
I think I see Deakin looking for more bonus point opportunities these days, which is really cool. You know, you see a guy like that, when you're always looking to score points, that just builds your reputation. You know, I don't think any of these guys at 157 really want to wrestle Ryan Deakin, especially having to compete against him and see him put up the points he has and the pressure he has. He's been really building his reputation and able to put up a lot of points on the board, which will help him, you know, as he moves forward.
As we mentioned, Bo, Young is so tough to finish on. What are some of the intricacies to finish on a guy like Young?
Well, what you see that Deakin's doing really well is he's collecting that ankle, securing it, whether it's with his leg, hooking it, or not letting go of it with his hands when he's in the scramble. And so he's really doing a good job of securing the ankle, and his head stays in good position. He's getting height with his head and using that effectively. So finishing a shot like that, you really have to use your whole body and just continue to keep wrestling through the whole position.
Another situation, 15 seconds.
Yeah, good work here with that inside wrist ride. A lot of pressure. And I think that not only is he strong, but he also knows how to use his weight in the right way to be able to make the guy underneath basically really work. So let's take a look at this second takedown. You know, his arm is trapped underneath there, but like Bo was saying, he hooks the ankle right there, and then he's fishing back for a shoulder, coming back to a crossface in this situation, and collects the points.
You know, what's really impressive about Deakin is he's just gone to a new level and nothing flashy about him. Just great basic execution and just a whole nother level of excellence by Deakin.
Yeah, he's really, it's difficult for Kaleb to get the weight off of his hands, and if he tries to move his hands up here, next thing that plants is the forehead. So really a lot of forward pressure. Where's that established here? It's established by a good, you know, lock up top here, looking for a wrist, but also a lot of drive down below the waist here, knees off the mat, moving forward.
He's got freestyle aspirations as well. 2017 Junior World Silver medalist was Deakin, also part of the national team for the United States. He is 1-15 away from his second Big Ten title.
Northwestern having a nice tournament. Coach Matt Storniolo has to be happy, not just with Deakin, but several of his other wrestlers who are doing a nice job in this tournament. And I've talked about it before, but Deakin getting to, you know, spar with his assistant coach Andrew Howe on a daily basis has just made him tougher with his hand fighting, because there was no one better than Andrew Howe in that. But that's what an advantage to have that kind of tutoring in the room.
Andrew Howe, national champion for Barry Davis at Wisconsin. Can't imagine feeling those heavy hands of Andrew Howe.
Well, I tell you what, Deakin's got a set of heavy hands himself, and you notice how easily he's able to peel that wrist back, because he goes for the back of the hand. He doesn't actually look for the wrist. He goes for the back of the hand. He's clasping it right, you know, almost right above your, right below your pinky, and it just rolls right out real easily.
Ryan Deakin, a convincing victory. Couple of takedowns, and we'll take riding time over 4 minutes. A dominating Big Ten title run in 2021 for Ryan Deakin, as he becomes the 9th Wildcat to win multiple Big Ten titles. There you see head coach Matt Storniolo. And you're right, TJ. Northwestern, a good showing here at Penn State in these championships. Ryan Deakin runs off.
For third place on mat number 2, winner by decision from Minnesota.
Pair of takedowns the difference here, Jim.
Yeah, almost similar scrambles, but the good work here by Deakin, and you see it just the pressure he puts on, and this is almost identical to the way he rides. He gets flares out right there, keeping a lot of weight on his opponent all throughout the match. Really impressive, dominant performance by Deakin.